You better bet your bottom dollar Bitcoin's here to stay.
Good morning. Welcome to Above the Clouds. My name is Ray Mears. This is episode 33, and it's just a short video. I've just recorded episode 35 with Sean Clark from G'day Bitcoin, and he asked me, what is the capital gain tax in New Zealand? That is actually quite a complicated question, and it hasn't got a straightforward answer. And it made me think of money, tax, financial literacy, easy for me to say. And I remembered seeing a seminar by Kevin Hart, the actor, and it was emceed by Grant Cardone. And it was during his 10x money seminars. And this is a short clip filmed in June 2025. And it's just fantastic. Kevin doesn't directly mention Bitcoin, but the tax, the planning, the financial literacy, it's as relevant today as it is forever. Enjoy.
The game of Monopoly is a real game. Yeah. It's a real fucking game. And when you play Monopoly...
Can you repeat that? I don't know that everybody understands.
The game of Monopoly is a real game. When you play Monopoly, the goal is to buy up as much property as you can and get people to pay you for that property when they land on it. Rent. That's the fucking real game. So when I look at now my success, I'll tell you, here's something that I do. And this
tell us something that only the IRS knows.
This is something that you guys don't know. Let's say I do a movie, right? That movie is whatever the fuck it is. I make a nice amount of money to do a movie. Take that number, split that number in half. Half of that number goes to the government. That's the IRS, no matter what.
So we're talking about 25 million becomes 12.
We can just call it a number. I don't want people to knock me in the head when I leave here. Let's just call it a number, okay? Let's say that number is a number. No matter what, when you make money, split it in half.
Yeah.
Split it in half right away. Don't put the money in your bank account and look at it as you got all that money, because you don't. Half of that money is not yours. So right away, put it over here. Create a fucking account, call it the tax account. Put half of that there, so as you make money, you always put this money in the tax account. I never got to worry of giving the government their money, because that money's over there, and I don't look at that like it's my fucking money. I'm never gonna touch that money, because it's not mine, it's the government. So now off of my half, what do I wanna do? I'm gonna take another half. This half is going over here. This half is for my next real estate investment. I don't know what it is. I haven't figured it out yet, but I'm putting it over here. So when I do figure it out, I got it there to buy. So now
this is so ridiculous.
I'm only living off a quarter of my financial gain. I split it in half and I took a quarter. You only get in debt. You only get in debt when you don't understand the breakdown of your finances. I think there's different definitions for real money. Yeah. The first lump sum of money that I got, I remember I was like 21 and I got $250,000 as a development deal, and nobody explained taxes to me. Nobody explained an entity, a LLC. The money just came. They took some of it out. I spent it and looked up and owed more money to the government and had to pay that, was left with a negative balance and was left with a hell of a marker of money that had to be paid. So I was in debt for like 2 years trying to figure out how to pay the money that I owed to the government. So the money that I was making in stand-up, I still had to pay the taxes on that money, so I ended up being in double debt, because this money is being used to pay the government from what I owed them up here, and I'm not able to pay the taxes from that money from what I owe right here. So holy shit, I'm 3 years behind. What the fuck is happening?
I'm gonna be Wesley Snipes.
I'm 3 years behind. So when that happened, I said, you know what? When I get out of this situation, which I eventually will, I'm never coming back to it again. I'm gonna get the information that I should have had when I got this.
So what did you do to get the information? Did you start reading? Did you start?
I talked to people with money. I was in some rooms with people that were making money, and I asked questions that some people think are too cool to ask.
There should be a penalty.
Of course, my penalty to not asking questions when I made money was fucking off the money and owing. The benefit was now putting myself in a position to try to not make the same mistake. How do I do that? Well, I'm not going to be the cool guy that don't ask questions. I'm actually going to ask the uncool questions. I'm actually not afraid to come off dumb. I'm actually not afraid to come off uneducated about what I don't know. And that's a talent. That's a talent. Like, being the cool person that wants to know everything, there's no benefit in knowing everything. You can't know everything. You just can't. You can know a lot about something, but you can't know everything. So somebody knows a little bit more than what you do that can help you know more.
So you're willing to be Kevin Hart, superstar that doesn't know?
I don't know a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, right now I just started Heartbeat Ventures. So I'm in the VC world, and the goal right now is I've done a great job of building a portfolio, right? At one point, I didn't understand the stock market. I didn't understand how people operate in the stock market. So you're telling me I take my money, I give it to somebody, they invest that money, and then I make money from what they did with it? Yeah. How I know he doing the right thing with my money? Well, you got to find somebody you trust. I don't trust him. I ain't going to do it. Well, Kevin, this is how you gain wealth. Sound like a fucking scheme to me. I ain't going to do it. Right? I ain't going to do it. I don't like it. I don't understand it. I ain't going to do it. But then you get in other rooms and you get around real wealth. You get around real conversation. Oh, wait, this thing that people have been talking about, it really does exist. It really does exist at a high level. I don't have to go into this full steam ahead. Maybe if I start off small, get comfortable, understand it, maybe it's something that I can find some success in. I was ignorant to it, so I didn't want to do it. Let's remove that ignorance. Let's educate ourselves, and let's see if I can find a love. Oh, shit, I found a love. I got an investment portfolio. Oh, shit, I'm a part of some of the biggest companies that exist today. You would never know, but I am, because I invest in so much. Oh, shit, you know what people do? They start these investment fucking firms and they raise money. And then what they do with the money they raise, they got a team of people that act as a fucking unit and they go out and invest and this team makes money together. I can put together a team. I can be a VC. I'm going to go get people to invest in me and my VC, and I'm going to assure that we have success because now I'm a bankable person to do it with based on the success that I've now built and earned. So I've learned and gained success. I did it by not being afraid to get the information that I was ignorant to. So I say that to say, just because you don't know doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. It's just what you don't know. I thought that what I didn't know was fucking just stuff that you making up. It's bullshit, which is why I missed out on some of the biggest opportunities in the world.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing that people, it appears to me that like poor people call everything a scam.
Yeah.
And the top of the food chain says, there's an opportunity here, I just don't quite understand it.
Yes. Well, here's the thing though. Are poor people wrong for calling everything a scam? They're being scammed. So naturally, if I'm in a position and I am being scammed because everything around me is set up for me to fail, unless I'm educated or somebody says, hey man, you got to stop going there. You got to start going over here. When people go over here, they move differently. I came up in the fucking hood. If you look in the hood, you hear about it. There's liquor stores and check cashing places. You know why? Because they know that the people in the hood aren't smart enough to open up bank accounts. They're going to get a check, they're going to cash it, and it's a liquor store right next to it. So you're going to get your check, and you're going to buy this liquor, and then you're not going to have no more money. Let's just put that around them. Let's also put a bunch of shit that's easy and cash available. We don't want you to gain credit. We want you to be cash driven. That's how we keep the poor poor. It's not until you understand that you get out. That's the truth.
You better bet your bottom dollar Bitcoin's here to stay.